Hi folks, Mr. Long here. We're going to do a quick screencast on how to get the volume of a pyramid. So what is a pyramid? Well, a pyramid is a shape where the faces, so I'm just going to outline what a face is of the shape, are triangles. Okay? And the bottom could be a triangle, the bottom could be a square, it could be a rectangle, but the faces all come to a point, right? At which I think they call the apex of it, but they all come to a point and they all are triangular in nature. So what's the formula for this? Well, it's right here. Length, which I call the distance in and out of the page, is the length, multiplied by the width, which is how wide it is going side to side, multiplied by the height, up and down, and then dividing that by 3. Or some people multiply by 1/3 out front. I don't like that. I just prefer to do length times width times height, and then I divide my answer by 3. So what do you do with this type of question? Well, the first thing you want to do is look at the shape that you're being asked to work on, then selecting the correct formula. So let's try this. So the first thing we're going to do is select our formula. So this one's given right in front of you. So there's the first thing you're going to do. What's the second thing you're going to do? You're going to label the measurements, okay, on the diagram. So let's go about doing that. So let's see here. What have we got? We have got this right here. This 10 would be the width. Okay, so I'll put a W there. And then what is this 8 here? Well, this 8 is that's the length, because that's what goes in and out of the page. So let's put that. So that's the length. And then finally, the last measurement that we look at is the height. Okay, so that's our height. Okay, so we've got that, and I'll just move that over there. So again, we've got the length, which is that distance, side to side, or in and out of the page. This is the 10 inches is the width, that goes side to side, and then height goes up and down. So there's the second thing I do. So first thing is to look at the picture, pick a formula. Second thing is to label what each measurement on the formula represents. And then the third thing is you're going to substitute into your formula. Substituting into your formula means you write in all the values. So in this case, the length is given as, the length right there is given as 8. The width is given as 10. And the height is given as 6. Now I'll go back and put those in a better spot. And then the last thing that you would do, the fourth thing you would do, is put that into your calculator and get the answer. Okay, that's the fourth thing you do. And then after that, you might get asked a question about the volume, or what if you had, 100 people in that pyramid, how much space would they each get? How much would the space be per person? Things like that. But your basic idea is this. Number one, look at the picture, write down the correct formula. So for today, all the formulas are going to be length, width, height. Then the next thing you're going to do is label things. So you want to label that right there. That's the height. You label that. That's the length. And again, I'll put that here. There's your length right along there. Okay, that's your length. Your height goes along here. Whoops. From there down to there. And your width goes all the way along there. Okay, there's your width. So now we would use a calculator. In this case, 8 times 10 is 80. 80 times 6 is 400. 8 times 6 is 48. 480 divided by 3 is 160. So you should check my work, because you know what, Mr. Long's not always correct. So I'm suggesting that that's 160 inches cubed. Okay, why is it inches cubed? Well, an inch times by an inch times by an inch. It's multiplied 3 times by itself. That's always cubed, right? 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 cubed. Well, an inch times by an inch times by an inch is inches cubed. And that's inches is an old-fashioned, well, not really old-fashioned, it's used in construction still, but it's what's called an imperial measurement. Metric is something like centimeters, right? Whereas inches and feet are imperial measures. Okay, so that's a really quick screencast on this. I think that you're going to be probably fine as long as you follow those steps each time.